Mi nombre es Jorge Andrés Maigua Maldonado, soy músico cotacacheño, actualmente tengo 31 años y 20 en la música. En Lavada Producciones ofrecemos varios servicios musicales, entre los cuales están el manejo de grupos como orquestas, música jazz, grupos de jazz, del recuerdo. También hacemos varios arreglos musicales para distintas bandas, orquestas sinfónicas, bandas municipales y también varias composiciones si requieren para videos promocionales. A Cotacachi se le conoce como la capital musical del norte del país. He venido trabajando fortaleciendo la música en Cotacachi desde los 23 años, cuando me gradué del Instituto Luis Ulpiano de la Torre. Desde ese entonces fui director de la banda municipal de Cotacachi hasta hace aproximadamente 6 meses, entre los cuales se mantuvo a Cotacachi como referente musical durante todo el país y fuera de él también en diferentes presentaciones que tuvimos con la banda municipal. La música de Cotacachi ha seguido evolucionando durante el paso de los años. Algunos músicos que han querido seguir fortaleciendo los géneros y canciones que han dejado los músicos antiguos, como es mi caso, hemos seguido manteniendo la esencia de las canciones, fusionando un poco con los ritmos actuales como el jazz, la electrónica. La música sigue evolucionando según el paso de los años. Algunos músicos, como es mi caso, hemos trabajado por rescatar y mantener la música cotacacheña ecuatoriana. Seguimos trabajando, fusionando las bandas actuales también. Por ejemplo, tenemos la banda de Esquina Latina, interpretamos un poco de jazz con el género al basso. Hay una canción en YouTube que le pueden buscar, se llama Aires de mi tierra, que estamos fusionando el ritmo también ahí. Estamos muy contentos con los resultados y queremos seguir fortaleciendo la música en Cotacachi. La música cotacacheña se caracteriza por un género que se llama rondeña. Esa es propia de Cotacachi. Se parece al albazo, pero es en tonalidad mayor, a diferencia del albazo que es en tonalidad menor, hablando musicalmente. Es muy alegre, se ha caracterizado por difundir ese ritmo según Luis Moreno, que es un músico cotacacheño de alto renombre dentro del Ecuador. A mí me gustan varios géneros musicales. En realidad tengo que apreciar todo. Como soy productor también, tengo que estar envuelto en todos los géneros musicales. Entonces a todos los estilos musicales le encuentro sentido y responsabilidad ante todo para manejar cada género, porque cada uno tiene ciertas características y en esas se continúa trabajando. En el jazz se caracteriza por pregunta-respuesta. Entonces todos los músicos están en una conversación al momento de interpretar una canción. Entonces todos tienen que estar atentos de qué propone un músico, en tanto las figuras musicales o la armonía que están utilizando en ese momento. Entonces, por ejemplo, el piano hace una pregunta melódica, contesta a la batería también con una respuesta melódica a eso, a ese motivo que está en ese momento. Me introducí en el ámbito musical del jazz hace aproximadamente 8 años, cuando llegó Juan de Escocia, conocido aquí en Cotacachi, su nombre es John Trainor, a formar una banda de jazz. Entonces John nos involucró en el ámbito musical, enseñándonos el estilo, y fue evolucionando hasta convertir a la banda que actualmente la conocemos como Esquina Latina. En la banda yo soy el director musical y arreglista. Hago todas las partituras para la banda, para todos los chicos. Somos un sexteto de músicos, entre los cuales los instrumentos son la batería acústica, el bajo eléctrico, piano, saxofón alto, trompeta y trombón. Estamos muy gustosos de compartir nuestra música con Cotacachi, con el resto del país, y estamos abiertos a cualquier escenario que podamos participar.
I had spent 25 years in California doing various bits and pieces, but my trade is painting and decorating. I also had my spell in Hollywood trying to make it, and that's a hard make. However, I decided enough was enough, and I looked for some tranquility in my life. I'm also an author, and the tranquil setting of Cotacachi is fantastic for me. I met an Irishman of all people, a Scotsman talking to an Irishman in California, Southern California, and he said to me he would love to go to Ecuador. And I think I was off that day when we were doing Ecuador, because I hadn't a clue where Ecuador was. Anyway, I soon found out, and I soon found myself on a 747 or a 767, and here I am, enjoying not just the locale, but more than anything, playing with my boys, because that's everything to me. And as I say, although they're fantastic musicians, and they can read music like a newspaper, everything's no problem. But to have the feel for jazz is perhaps a different aspect of the music when it's coming from the heart, and it's not just reading and playing. And it's starting to come together, and as well as perhaps they're learning a wee bit from me, I'm certainly learning from them, be it the culture and a host of other things. So that kind of wraps up the music side of things, or everything really. I was in a place called Ibarra, and we were coming home in a taxi, and I said to the taxi driver, "Do you play any instruments?" In my best Spanish, which isn't very, very best, as it were. However, he understood, and he introduced me to his brother. And it's a tight-knit community here. So what happened is, this guy knows this guy, this knows this guy, and before I knew it, there was about 12 guys at my door with various instruments. And I didn't want to start an orchestra, I just wanted to have a jazz quartet, which is now a sextet. However, it all came together, and immediately I recognised the leadership qualities in Jorge. And I didn't want to be front and centre, to be honest with you. So Jorge is the man, and he's the leader of the band. As I say, in Ireland or Scotland, he's McNamara, the leader of the band. So here we are, and as I say, we practice, or they call it rehearse, or practice, whatever you want to be, and we narrowed it down, to 6 people. And I love it. I've got a passion for it. I've got a passion for my boys. The big thing after the practice is we go to a restaurant, maybe for a pizza or a Chinese meal, and they don't speak a word of English, not one word. And I say, my Spanish is very, very limited. But as I once wrote in a poem, music, being the picture of sound, just goes around. And it's a language for the universe. So it doesn't matter where you're from, the darkest Africa, the rainy Scotland, the foot will tap. And that's the great thing about even playing a drum or having music, right? And it touches the heart. And I really feel so privileged being 23 years of age, just kidding. No, but just being the age that I am now, and seeing these boys and not only develop as musicians, but develop as young men. And they ask me certain things or certain advice, which I try to put across. And it's very important that you have a positive influence. Because if the truth be known, not to get overly political, these young boys, they don't have much. And when we come together, they have everything. And I think that's the essence of it, you know, to make a difference in someone's life. And I had to pick up a few dollars here and there, but everybody's got a dream. I don't have a dream for myself, but the dream for myself is that my boys will prosper through all their efforts and practice and everything they've done on their instruments. And the 6 instruments, believe it or not, become one. It's in unison. And we're just on the beat, and it's great. Whether it's a jazz waltz or a bossa nova. And this is things my boys didn't really have much to do with prior. I don't take credit for it. I just take not the credit, but I just mention that I introduced them to it. And my goodness, they have run with it. They really got it, and they feel it. I mean, they could play Scottish dance music, and these guys would feel it because it's music. Jorge, maybe I think he is, he's a very modest guy, right? And humble for the talent he has. But he was the musical director for the town band. Now, the town band is not just a dog and pony show. It's really, they all read music, they've got it, parts, all the rest of it. A nice, good orchestra, right? But I think it was getting not fed up with it, but it was less challenging. So we were standing outside one day, and this was a pile of rubble 6 months ago. And what happened is he had mentioned he would like to have a studio. I says, you have a studio. Can you not see it? And in my limited Spanish again, but I could see it, honest to goodness, I could see it. And here we are today sitting in it. Now what he's turned this studio into is Jorge's Academy. Esquina Latina practice here. And it's just a marvellous room. In fact, you can feel the warmth in this room. There's passion on I painted these walls, for goodness sake, and there's passion in the paint. That's pretty good, passion in the paint, right? Aye, so it's turned out really well, and I'm pleased to say, as far as his earning capacity is concerned, he's not lost anything coming and doing this. It took a lot of fortitude, let's say. I almost said another word there, but it did take a lot of fortitude for him to do it, and just to give him a wee bit of backing and confidence in the days he was feeling not so good about it. And I think it's great. The other thing I'd like to mention is, now that we have this facility, or Jorge has this facility, we want to invite other musicians, not just from Cotacachi, but from God knows where. If a guy with the bagpipes came in, he's got the job. I mean, he can sit in with us, right? We want to introduce other instruments, the pan flute playing jazz, we can, whatever we've got, or dare I say, the Scottish guy playing to the music of the Andes. It's a great thing altogether. As I say, it's universal, and if we have this thing, an open mic, we're not looking for any comedians, because we've got enough of them in the band. But what I would say is, if we get the people to come in, and maybe 3 or 4 people pay, I don't know, $2 or $3 to sit and listen to us, right? It pays for the electricity. Every penny counts here. So let's be realistic. And the other thing is, what about the enjoyment the people are going to get? It's great, man. And we can just try it. You know something? There's no such thing as a failure. There's no such thing as we just keep going, then we hit the right thing.